You guys are all sitting in chairs. Come on down, get comfortable on this.
It's cold.
Well, we'll pretend it's warm.
Yeah, I know. Usually I'm not that cold of a person, but today I am.
I think it's the damp.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, good morning. Any special requests before I just jump in? Okay, here we go. All right, so let's start with some cat and cow. So sitting up nice and tall. If it's comfortable to sit cross-legged, you can sit that way. Otherwise, legs straight out is fine. Bring the hands under the knees and exhale back to cat. Inhale, rounding up, looking up, cat. Exhale, cat. Excellent. One or two more in each direction. A little movement and warmth coming into the spine. Excellent. And then coming back to neutral. All right, nice and tall. Let's do our laterals next. So we're going to bring one hand down to the floor. Inhale, this other arm up. You can go a little past midline. Exhale, bring it back. And each time you go over, if you're starting to feel a little bit more warmed up, you can go a little deeper if you want, but not necessary. So we have this hand that's on the floor pushing into the floor. It's going to help keep the opposite knee from popping up and get a little deeper into the muscles in between the ribs, the intercostals. Excellent. One more time each side. Excellent. All right, and then back to neutral. Okay, next we're going to do our fabulous twist here. So again, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to inhale. On the exhale, turn to the first side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, second side. Excellent. One more time each side, or finish off evenly. Nice, and then back to center. All right, if your legs are crossed, we're gonna send them out straight in front. And let's do a couple of dynamic forward folds here. I kind of noticed with the temperature change, some hyperextension in my knees. I'm kind of going, oh, you know, you get up and you, body's not warmed up and you move and you're like, oh, ow, that hurt. Okay, so let's do this. So nice little softness in the knees. We're gonna inhale the arms up and then exhale, fold forward. Wherever you reach, we're just gonna tap down, inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up one more time, and then exhale. Grab the legs wherever you're reaching, and we're going to pull the chest forward. Exhale, pin around the spine, drop the chin, and just relax into the fold. Check in with the knees, relax the legs. Excellent. When you're ready to come up, we're going to extend the arms over the legs. Push the legs into the earth. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, and release. Nice. All right, let's do some of the small joints next. So we'll start with the feet here. First order of business, we're going to pull the toes towards the torso, extending the heels away from the body and keeping that nice little softness in the knees. Nice. And then point and flex. You can do one at a time, both together, or opposites. Excellent. Release that. You can shake it out in between if you want. Next, we're going to do circles. You can start with one at a time, both together or opposite. You want to go in both directions. Excellent. Release that one. We'll do two more. We'll do the pronate and supinate, so back and forth with the bottom of the foot. Do both together or opposites. Bring it into that ankle flexibility. So when it gets icy, we're not doing funny things with the ankles. Excellent. Release that. You can shake it out. And last one, we're going to finish off with windshield wipers. Excellent. And release. Nice. All right. Option, if it is comfortable to sit up on something, you can do that, or stay with the legs out straight. And then let's come up to the wrists. So you're going to extend the arms out in front, tuck the thumb or wrap the fingers around and make circles with the wrist. Getting into the elbows and the shoulders. Maybe reverse the direction. Excellent. All right, release that and shake it out. And then we're going to bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, and make figure eights. Excellent. And then we're going to pause for a moment, pull the hands apart, switch which fingers on top. A little awkward cross-brain work there. Excellent. Release that and shake it out. All right. Let's do the neck and the shoulders next, and then we will come up to hands and knees. All right. So sitting up nice and tall again, we're going to inhale. On the exhale, drop the chin towards the chest. Inhale, looking up. And exhale all the way back down. Inhale. And exhale. Next, one more full time all the way up. And exhale all the way back down. Nice. Inhale back to neutral. And then let's go side to side. So we're going to exhale to the first side. Inhale center. Exhale second side. Inhale center. Back to the first side. Exhale. Inhale center. Second side. Inhale center. One more time each side. Exhale to the first side. If you want to bring that same arm out and around and over, resting gently on that side of the head, making space between the ear and shoulder. Breathing into any tension that you're finding. Excellent. When you're ready to come out, we're going to inhale. Head comes up, arm goes down. Nice. Other side. Exhale. Arm comes out, resting on the other side of the head. Making space between the ear and shoulder. Breathing into any tension that you're finding. And then when you're exhaling, release that tension with the breath. Nice. All right, to come out, inhale. We're going to lift the arm up, head comes back to center, and release. All right, one more with the neck. We're going to go side to side. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, chin comes towards the shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, second side. Nice. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the second side. Nice. Inhale, back to center. Last time, exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Nice. Inhale, back to center. All right. Shoulders, and then we'll come up to our hands and knees. All right, so we're going to inhale forward and up. Exhale, down and back. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. And then reverse direction. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, down and forward. Excellent. Couple more either direction, either forward and back or straight up and down. Excellent. And release. All right, so let's come up to hands and knees. If you have a blanket or a towel you want under your knees, go ahead and grab that. All right, so let's start with a little cat and cow. So we're going to send those shoulder blades up towards the ceiling with the exhale, tuck the chin and the tailbone. On the inhale, we're reversing the curve, looking towards the horizon without dumping the belly towards the floor. We want to keep those core muscles engaged. And then exhale back to cat. Back and forth between the two, going at your own pace, nice and slow. Excellent. Okay, coming back to neutral. Let's do our spinal balance next. So we're going to extend one leg back. You can start with the foot on the floor or bring it up so that it is parallel to the floor. And then the opposite arm comes forward. We're going to extend back with the heel, forward with the fingers, keeping the breath going. Excellent. And then release. Let's come to the other side. Extend the second leg back. You can start with the toes on the floor, or that leg is parallel to the floor. Extend the opposite arm forward, extending back with the heel, forward with the fingers. And we want to breathe. Excellent. And then coming out. All right, next we're going to come into we'll do both levels of our gate pose. All right, so we're going to bring one foot out to the side. And that same arm we're going to bring up towards the ceiling. So inhale. And exhale, bring it down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. And one last time. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. All right, tuck that leg under, and then we're going to send the other foot out to the side. And that same arm is going to come up towards the ceiling. So inhale. And exhale back. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. All right, so tuck that knee under. And then we're going to come up to a high kneel. So we're just on the knees. And we're going to do our higher level gate pose. So we're going to bring first foot back out to the side. This same hand can be on the hip or down that leg. And then we're going to inhale the other arm up. And then exhale over towards the foot side. Inhale vertical. Exhale over. Inhale, bring it up. And one more time. Exhale over. Inhale vertical. And then exhale arm down by yourself. So to switch legs, if you need to, you can bring the hands down and then switch the legs. Or if you want to stay up, that's fine too. All right, let's do the other side. So hand on the hip or down that leg. We're going to inhale the other arm up. And then exhale over. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And one more time. Exhale over. Inhale vertical. And then exhale, arm comes down. So from here, if you want, you can walk this leg in front and come up that way, or if you want to come down and then come up. Just about having different options for coming up. All right, so if you have a blanket or a towel, I'm going to move that out of your way. All right, so next, let's come into our mountain pose. We'll start with our mountain pose and then we'll do some balance. All right, so feet can be toes touching, heels a couple of inches apart. You do hip width or shoulder width, whatever your balance is telling you today. And before we go full mountain pose, let's check in with that pelvic tilt. See if we can get as close to neutral as comfortable. And then mountain pose. So we want to soften the knees a little bit. That neutral pelvis. Like Chitra says, that heart light shining up. So we're lifting up the top of the sternum. The bottom goes down, so we've got this opening of the rib cage. Collarbones away from each other, and then the last one, we're going to do that little hook behind the ear, back and up. So take 2 more breaths here, feeling the feet rooted, crown of the head towards the sky. Excellent. All right, so release the mountain. Let's go ahead and, if you want, you can shake it out. And then let's do our moving balance. All right, so we'll start with palm tree pose. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off. All right, there we go. So let's start with our palm tree pose. First option, you can come up just on the toes. Or second option, just lifting the arms up. Feels nice on the spine. Or put them both together. Inhale, arms up on the toes. Exhale down. And keep that going. If you want to add another dimension, you can come up. And then when you come down, lift the toes up. So getting all of those little muscles in the feet kind of awake. Excellent. All right, finish the one you're on. We'll do one more. Nice. All right. You want to shake that out. Let's do our other one while we're here. And let's do opposites. So we're going to start with hands out to the side. We're going to lift one knee up, touch it with the opposite hand, and then back down. And then the other side, and back down. And going at your own pace, maybe try slow. Or try even slower and do an extra breath. Excellent. All right. One more time, each side. Nice. And release. Okay. Shake that out if you like. And then we're going to move on to Fabulous Warrior One. So we're going to start with turning one foot out. We're going to step the first foot forward. And before we move the knee, let's open up the foot a little bit. So we're going to open up, lift the toes up, open them up, and then set them back down. We're going to activate the arches, that little suction cup on the inner arch, and then relax it, and then do the outer arch, and relax it. All right, now let's move the knee. So we're going to inhale, straight leg, exhale, bend. You want to keep the torso perpendicular to the floor. You can have your hands on your hips or down by your sides. If that back calf is tight, you can bend that back knee as well. Excellent. All right, so we're going to push off, step back. And then let's do the other side. Turn that foot out, step the other foot forward. Let's do the foot first. So lift the toes up, spread them out, set them back down. Activate that inner arch, kind of making that suction cup. And then relax. And then the other side, suction cup on the outside edge. And relax. And then let's do the knee. So we're going to inhale, straight leg, exhale, bend. Excellent. All right, push off, step back, or step the feet together forward. Let's add the arms. And let's do old school. We're just going to do regular arms here. So step that first foot forward again. Aiming for that second and third toe, we're going to do arms straight up. So here we go. So we're going to inhale, bend that front knee, arms come up. Exhale down. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. One more. All right, push off, step back, or step the back foot forward. Turn that foot out, step that second foot forward. And here we go on this side. Inhale, bend that front knee, arms come up. Exhale down. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. And last one. Nice. Push off, step back, or step both the back feet up or together. Anyway, way. All right. Let's do a fabulous tree pose, and then we'll do warrior two. All right. So starting with one foot rooting into the ground, we're going to bring the heel of the other foot above the ankle. So check in with this hip so we're not popping out to the side. We want that straight-ish, activating the muscles around that joint. Hands at the heart. We're going to grow our branches. So if you are a little too wobbly here, string from the crown of the head up. Do power pose with the index finger pointing up. A Y, T. Move the arms, any of those options. Just want to keep the breath going. If you have your balance and you want, you can bring that foot up higher. I know I'm not going to have it on the other side, so I'm just going to stay right here. Or if you are using a wall or a chair, sometimes you can bring that foot up higher. All right, one more breath here. And then coming out nice and graceful. All right, shake it out. And let's do the other side. Root that second foot into the earth, heel above the ankle, hands at the heart. Inhale, grow our branches. So we got power pose. We do a Y or a T. Move the arms with the breath. If you have your balance and you want, you can bring that foot up higher. Just want to keep the breath going. Take one more breath here. And then coming out nice and gracefully. Awesome. All right, shake it out. What did I say next? Warrior two. All right, so one foot in front, the back foot's going to be closer to 90 degrees. Hands at the heart, arms open out to the side. We're going to bend that front knee over that front ankle. If you don't like where your feet are, you can move them if they're not lined up comfortably. So they can be out wider if that's too wobbly. Bring them in closer. And we'll take a moment here, relax into the pose, soften the shoulders, extend the fingers. Excellent. And then we're going to do some moving here. So we're going to bend that front elbow, forearm comes to that front thigh. This backhand hand on the hip, or hand towards the ceiling, or bicep over the ear. Whatever works for your shoulder or your twist. And then when you're ready, and with an inhale, we're going to windmill around to Peaceful Warrior. So this front arm comes up towards the ceiling. You can look up at the hand towards the horizon or down at the ground. Check that front knee again. Nice. All right, here we go. Exhale, side angle pose. So I'm going to have that twist and that lateral. So we have all that space in the upper thoracic spine. And then inhale again, Peaceful Warrior. And one more time through. Exhale, side angle pose. And inhale, Peaceful Warrior. Excellent. Back to Warrior two. And then we'll drop the arms and step the feet back together. Excellent. You can check out the feet, the arms, the legs, whatever you like. All right, other side. All right, hands at the heart, arms open out to the side. We're gonna bend that front knee over that front ankle, gazes over those front fingers, soften the shoulders. Check in with the breath. Excellent. And then let's do some moving here. Bend that front elbow. Forearm comes to the thigh. This backhand going to be on the hip. Hand up towards the ceiling or bicep over the ear. On your next inhale, we're going to windmill around to Peaceful Warrior. Gaze can be up towards that hand, the horizon, or the floor. And then exhale, bring it back to side angle pose. And inhale, again, Peaceful Warrior. Nice. One more time through side angle pose. And inhale, Peaceful Warrior. Nice. Back to Warrior 2. And we'll drop the arms and step the feet back together. Awesome. All right. Shake it out. Feet, arms, legs, whatever you like. Alrighty. Let's do some wide-legged business here. Actually, we're gonna do a half sun salutation first, and then we'll go wide. All right, so feet can be hip width or wider, hands at the heart. We're gonna inhale, hands come down, arms come up. Exhale, arms out to the side, swan dive, forward fold, or bending at those hip joints. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to the front of the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, push the feet in. Inhale, coming all the way up. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees nice and deep, arms out to the side. Push the feet in, inhale, hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, inhale. Bring it all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice. All right, release that. Shake it out. I'm gonna flip my mat sideways. Option, you can do wide-legged as wide as the narrow part of the mat, or go sideways with the mat like that. All right. So feet can be as wide as comfortable. And we'll do the 3 series, and then we'll do cowboy. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna start with the pinwheel. So arms out to the side. We're gonna take an inhale. On the exhale, one hand touches the opposite leg wherever you reach. Knee, shin, ankle. Inhale, bring it back up. And then exhale, other side. Inhale up, exhale, twist and fold, and then bring it back up. Going at your own pace. Maybe keeping a little bend in the knee. Excellent. One more time each side, or finish off evenly. Excellent. And drop the arms, step the feet back together. Shake them out, and then wide again. So I didn't get blocks out, but if you have a blanket or a towel and you want to use that instead of a block, or a chair even, if you're not reaching the floor, which you don't have to. But when we do the rainbow pose, sometimes it's easier if this hand can rest on something. All right, if you don't need it, awesome sauce. All right, you guys ready? So the feet are nice and wide. Yoga trick, the wider your legs are, the closer you are to the floor when you bend over. But if you can't get back up, then I guess that doesn't help. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna hinge at those hip joints. Inhale first, and then exhale, fold forward. Arms come down in front. And then we're gonna inhale, bring one arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale down. Second side, inhale. And exhale. Back to the first side, inhale. And exhale, second side, inhale. And exhale. One more time, each side, inhale. And exhale, last time, last side, inhale. And exhale, excellent. Bend the knees, hands come to the hips. We're gonna push the feet down, inhale, coming up with that straight spine. Nice, all right, so you can heel toe the feet back together. Hop, jump, step, however you get there. Shake it out. And then let's do another set of half sun salutation. We're gonna do it with wide legs. If you want, if you prefer the narrow, that's totally fine. And then I'm gonna do straight arms. If you have any back issues, I'm gonna say do the swan dive ones with the arms out to the side. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms come up, inhale. And then exhale down. Nice, two more. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms come up, inhale. All the way up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms come up, inhale. And exhale, done. Nice. All right, bring the feet back together, shake them out. And we're gonna do one more set of wide-legged. We'll do cowboy, which is horse and star. And so the feet are wide, and then we're also going to turn the feet out a little bit. So this is really nice for building up the strength in the quad muscles, which helps protect the knees. All right, so here we go. So let's start with the inhale. Bring the arms up. If comfortable, you can look up towards the ceiling. It's a little bit of a back bendy kind of thing when we do that. On the exhale, we're gonna bend the knees, bend the elbows. If you want, you can bend the wrist. A little motion in there. Excellent. And then inhale back up, open, star. And then exhale back to horse. Nice. Inhale, open to star. And we'll do one more. Exhale down to horse. Excellent. We're going to inhale up to star and then exhale, release. Nice. All right, check it out. And let's do, gotta come up with a new name. I say that every week, but let's do squat folds. And then we'll come down to the floor. All right, so feet are closer to hip width or maybe shoulder width. Actually, maybe shoulder or a little bit wider for the squat. So let's just do a couple because we just did a bunch of forward folds. We'll do 3 total, 3 of each. So let's start with an inhale. We're gonna bring the arms up. On the exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart and squat just as far. You don't have to go all the way down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, squat. Nice. Inhale. One more round. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up top. Exhale, last squat. Nice. Just as far as is comfortable, and then when you're ready, you can either come down to the floor or come up and then sit down. Sometimes if you can't get, you're like, it's so far away. All right, let's do our open and close twist, and then we'll come on to the spine. All right, so legs extended, we're gonna bend that right knee. Right foot comes into the mat or the floor. Left arm extends over that left leg. Inhale, extend that arm up. See if you can feel the whole spine extend with that arm. And then exhale in front of or behind that right knee. Right hand is behind the spine. Push into the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn and look towards that back wall. Excellent. We're gonna unwind. Left arm over that left leg again. Gaze follows the thumb. Inhale, open twist this time. Excellent. And then we'll bring it back. And release. We switch legs, extend that right leg out. Right arm over that right leg, left knee is bent, left foot on the floor. Inhale, extend. Feel that whole spine come up with that arm. Exhale in front of or behind that left knee. Left hand is behind the spine, push into the earth. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, turn and look towards that back wall. Excellent, and then unwind. And then last twist here, gaze follows the thumb. Inhale, open twist. Excellent, bring it back. And then we're gonna bring the feet up to the top of the mat. Hands on the knees, and then rolling back onto the spine. And we're gonna start off with one-legged Apanasana. So we're gonna exhale, bring one knee in. Inhale, that foot goes back to the floor. Exhale, second side, knee comes in. On the inhale, foot back to the floor. Excellent. We'll do one more time each side or finish off evenly. Nice. All right. So next we're going to do 3 rounds of bridge pose. All right, first round, we want to line up the heels, the knees, and hip sockets. Arms down by your side or robot arms, fingertips point up towards the ceiling. We're going to push the feet into the floor. Inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release the hips back down. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And one more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Nice. All right, next round, we're adding the arms. So arms start down by your sides. We're going to inhale, push the feet in, lift the hips, arms come up overhead to the floor above you. Exhale, arms down, hips down. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Nice. All right, so we're going to do one more round. My favorite, we add an extra breath in here. So we're going to start with the arms by your sides. Push the feet into the earth. Inhale, arms up, hips up. On the exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. And again, inhale, feet into the earth, lift the hips and the arms up overhead. Exhale, release just the hips. Feel that opening in those shoulders. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift, arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Nice and slow. Take one more inhale. And exhale, arms down by your sides. Excellent. All right, so we're going to bring the knees into the chest. Hands on the knees. This is our exhale. On the inhale, arms up overhead, feet up towards the ceiling. If you want, you can point and flex. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. Inhale, open for L shape, point and flex. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. Excellent. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, open, point and flex. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. Nice. All right, so let's do a short round of Apanasana. Any option that you like, one leg at a time, both together, or you could do wide-legged, which might feel good on that lower spine or in the hips. So we're going to exhale, knees in, inhale, knees out. Excellent. All right, so finish the one you're on, and then we're going to bring the feet down to the mat. Do a nice little twist here. So we're going to bring the arms out to the side in a T. Left foot comes to the middle of the mat. We're going to cross the right leg over the left, and we're going to drop both knees over towards the left. And the head can look left, center, or right. Excellent. On your next inhale, both knees come up to center. We're going to drop the knees to the right, and the head can look left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, both knees to center. We're going to uncross, right foot to the center of the mat, left leg over the right. We're going to drop both knees to the left, and the head can look left, center, or right. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, knees to the right, and head can move left, center, or right. Excellent. On your next inhale, knees to the center. We're going to uncross and then step the feet a little bit away from each other and a little away from the body. We're going to do windshield wipers. So arms can stay out in a T, and we're just going to drop the knees side to side. And you can move the head opposite or leave it in the center or move it the same as the knees. And maybe notice in the spine where this twist ends up. So it may be in the lower spine, or it may be in the mid-back, or maybe it's coming up close to the shoulder blades. And there's no wrong answer. Excellent. And then coming back to center, we're going to finish off with Apanasana here. So again, choice is yours, one knee at a time, knees closer together with two legs or knees wide. Exhale, knees towards the chest. Inhale, arms out. Excellent. All right, so we're going to release Apanasana. Feet can come down to the mat. Option to keep knees bent, feet on the mat, or you can extend the legs all the way straight out. We're going to finish our movement portion with palm tree pose arms. So arms start down by your side. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead to the floor above you. Exhale, arms back down by your sides. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Finish the one you're on and do two more. Excellent. And then let's get ready for our final relaxation pose. If you're chilly, you want to put your sweatshirt back on or blanket over you. You can bend the knees, feet into the mat. If that's more comfortable on the spine. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better. And let's do a full body relaxation, walking up the body, relaxing each part as we go. Starting with the feet. Relax the toes. Relax the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet and the heels. Release the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees and the space behind the knees. Relax the tops of the thighs, backs of the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Let the shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers, and palms. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Release the jaw. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. If you'd like, you can roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. When you're ready, and again with an inhale, pushing up to a comfortable seated position. And to bring breath back into the body and find us safely on our way. Let's do sun breath number 3. So it's palms together, elbows together, inhale, open, exhale, closed. 3 times, ready, here we go. Inhale, open, exhale, closed. Again, inhale, open, exhale, closed. And one more time, inhale, open, and exhale, closed. Palms together at the heart, and namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, gang. We'll see you next week, and then no class November 5th. But we'll do polls the week after, if y'all want, which you usually do, so.